Hello, it's time for Off the Ledge. This is, it's November 1st. I need to change the calendar. The day after Halloween, and we got through it. We still have some remnants here. And thank you for tuning in, always. Let's shall talk about what's going on in America. Well, I think that if we start paying attention to what's not working for this regime, we'll feel better. Because there are things that are not working for this regime. And throughout history, if you know world history, if you know history at all, it's people revolting that changes the trajectory of things. It changes governments. It changes so many things. When massive amounts of people rise up against tyranny, then things shift. And if we put all our focus on maybe just the vision of things shifting, well, what we put our attention on increases. So I'm going to challenge all of us to spend our days, think about how often we spend our days worried and freaked out and upset and angry. How about if we spend our days when we notice what other heinous thing that this regime is doing? How about if we spend that time that we notice it and lament over it, that we notice it and in our minds we see them held accountable? Just a suggestion, but I know that this works. Because whatever we put our attention on tends to stay. What we put our attention on tends to increase what it is that we're putting our attention on, including emotionally. So these are scientific laws of physics. And that's why the law of attraction works if you use it properly, if you feel the feeling of the thing that you'd like to see achieved as achieved. And mostly, if you can envision it and feel it, then those are the ingredients for it to come into manifestation. We run into problems when that manifestation process is interfered with by our fears, uncertainties, and doubts and anxiety. Okay, so let's just really know that personally and on the collective level. Whatever we put our attention on gets bigger. And that's why I've said here and there, I've said that I feel that the evil forces know this, which is why they flood the zone with BS. Because they know the more they flood the zone with BS that's going to make you freak out and enrage you, then the more they have power over you. It's like they have you by the you-know-whats, right? So to own our power, we acknowledge that we're angry. We acknowledge that this is not going to be okay. We acknowledge that we will revolt. We acknowledge that. We never ignore what's going on, but we consciously choose to put our focus on the outcome that we want to see happen. So, on that note, I noticed that last night you were visited by a witch from 500 years ago. So that was entertaining. She had much to say. So check that out from last night. It was pretty spooky. I watched it and I was kind of spooked. It was a little too real. Anyway. So November. Let's read a few quotes for the month of November. I'm trying to adjust in my mind that it's November. Okay, it's November. It's Thanksgiving month. Oh, and by the way, speaking of Thanksgiving, I have started working on my list of 1,000 gratitudes between now and Thanksgiving Day. it's about 20, it's about 30 gratitudes per day. It's an amazing practice. Maybe you might want to join me in that. November, gratitude. An attitude of gratitude is most salutary and bespeaks the realization that we are now in heaven. There is something in this attitude of thanksgiving that carries us beyond the field of doubt into one of perfect faith, acceptance, and receptivity and realization. And from those were from Ernest Holmes. From Ralph Waldo Emerson. I awoke this morning with devout thanksgiving for my friends, the old and the new. Shall I not call God the beautiful, who daily showeth himself to me so much in his gifts? So that's a good thought for your gratitude list. So November 1st is entitled Thanksgiving. O Lord, thou art my God. I will exalt thee. I will praise thy name. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom. Hallowed be thy name. So Ernest took that from the Bible just to depict a sense of praise and thanksgiving. The attitudes of praise and thanksgiving are salutary. They not only lighten the consciousness, lifting it out of sadness and depression, they elevate consciousness to a point of acceptance. Praise and thanksgiving are really attitudes of recognition. It's exactly what I was just talking about. It's uncanny. They are affirmations of the divine presence, the divine abundance, and the divine forgiveness. The divine givingness. A little slip there. They are affirmations of the divine presence, the attitudes of thanksgiving, and the divine abundance, and the divine givingness. It is only when we live affirmatively that we are happy. It is only when we live affirmatively that we are happy. So true. It is only when we recognize that the universe is built on affirmation that we can become happy. Today, through praise and thanksgiving, we recognize the divine presence in everything. And so it is. Thank you, Ernest. Okay, let's pull some cards for today. Just a reminder, members, you can become a member by pressing the join, clicking on the join, and deciding at which level you'd like to donate. I'm seeing funny lights again. Anyway, tomorrow, November 2nd, we're having a Day of the Dead celebration. So join us for that. It's a live stream that's set to members only. So become a member before tomorrow, or even tomorrow morning. And Church of Spirituality, as usual, is 1 p.m. Eastern Time live streamed. I have 2 live streams a week. Thursday night guided meditation for Healed America, and Sunday live stream of Church of Spirituality. If you're not watching those services, you're really missing an opportunity to be spiritually strengthened and affirmed. Let's check out some cards to guide us through today. So I know there's so many heinous things going on. I know that we have a war criminal in the White House, and I know that that's all the more reason that we need to get our thoughts and our actions aligned with overthrowing this regime ASAP. Failure to do so is not an option. Failure to overthrow the fascist regime is not an option. That was just sitting here. Okay, let's check it out. What have we for today? We are ready. Our minds have gone to chaos, from chaos to receptivity. We are ready for the change. There are more people aligning with what needs to be done. I am of the mind that SNAP benefits being cut. I haven't checked the news today, but will be the great clarifier. The great clarifier, making it undeniable that this regime is the enemy. Undeniable to all. I mean, I'm still astounded at how many people don't understand why their friends and relatives fell into the MAGA cult. It's a cult. Please read up on what a cult is. The way that people actually wake up and become no longer in cult mind is they have a shock to their system. And that's going to be very evident in the very near future, that they are no longer behind Donald Trump. And then the ball really gets rolling. We are ready for this. The chaos has put us into receptivity of the divine guidance, divine mind. We are all one. Okay, thank you so much for all your love and support. You can donate by hitting the donate button. Hopefully we'll see you later on. I'll do a PNN to read on the news. There's a lot of news to read on, and I'll upload that video. And thumbs up please and subscribe. Namaste.